possible for Bangkok Titans right now.
But that's somebody else. That's Ethan Hunt, not James Bond though. So anyways, we're going to see Bangkok Titans going up against SGS. It's a pretty interesting match because I feel like the AD carries for both of these teams are the star players. Like for SGS, Chowie is the star player. He's one of those players who's performed at a really high level throughout the GPL. There's hardly ever a game where you see Chowie off form. And I think that's the mark of a great player.
Except for his famous Corky game.
Except for his famous?
His famous Corky game against the Taipei Assassins, diving into those 2 Nexus turrets back in Season 1.
Right.
That's the only real time where you can say Chowie wasn't doing too well.
That's the first time that they were about to beat the Taipei Assassins, and it was really fun to watch. I remember that moment so vividly. Chowie was going one-on-one with an Alistar under the turret. Little balls, and he got taken out by the Nexus turrets. It was just amazing to watch. He even had a Guardian Angel.
Oh no. So we're going to have the first ban coming out from the Bangkok Titans here. Caitlyn being banned out for an AD carry, and Nasus being banned out by the Singapore Sentinels.
So they don't want to let SGS's Chowie get his favorite AD carry, Caitlyn. Chowie's been pretty flexible. He's been moving between AD carries for some time now. There was a point of time where Ezreal was his go-to pick, and then he kind of switched between Caitlyn and Varus. I would say those are the 2 champions that he's most commonly seen on.
He did pick up Misfortune for quite some time as well, back when Black Cleaver was an extremely popular item, but now that that's died down quite a bit, he doesn't really go for that Misfortune pickup anymore. 2 target bans for Tofu here, going for that Elise and Rumble ban up against him. Jace being banned out by the Singapore Sentinels as well. They do have their last man here. All of the global ultimate champions are left available, which is something you don't usually see from the Singapore Sentinels. They do normally like to go for those bans on the global ultimate champions.
Right, so the other thing that is open here, and I think that Tofu will play now that all these champions have been banned out, is Kennen. He's been playing a lot of Kennen, and in those instances where we see Elise and Rumble get banned out, or not suitable picks, he does like to go for that champion. We might see BKT pulling off a smart move here and picking up Kennen for themselves.
Oh, last time we saw 007X on Lee Sin here, so now he's going to be on Kennen. Hopefully, well, last time I saw 007X. Well, hopefully this time we'll see him play a bit better on this Kennen pickup. Thresh and Jarvan was left open for the Singapore Sentinels, though 2 highly contested picks will be picked up by them there. Lee Sin was left open, but I do not think Hallelujah will swap that one out for the Jarvan pickup.
Wow, okay, just leaving those 2 champions open for the Singapore Sentinels, I feel is a big mistake. We've seen Darkness on that Thresh pull off some amazing plays, and I expect to see more awesomeness from him tonight. We may see a Sejuani pickup here from the Bangkok Titans. Intresso, in case you didn't realize, is one of the new players for the Bangkok Titans, and he's going to be taking up the role of the mid laner.
So looks like they're going to have a Zyra, most likely going to be the support champion for the Bangkok Titans. I feel that Zyra still does extremely well against Thresh, even though last game wasn't a really good example of Zyra doing well against Thresh.
If you ever do want to know how not to play Zyra, you can watch the last match as a very good example of how not to play a Zyra.
There is a good chance of Zyra going up against Thresh, where one of your plants will block out the death sentence that could potentially come in from Thresh there. It looks like Twitch might be considered here by the Singapore Sentinels. They managed to pick up Zac, who does okay against Kennen at the top lane. He does have quite good sustain, and he can potentially jump onto Kennen when he pleases and do some good damage to him as well. Chowie will be picking up Twitch, so we're going to see Twitch in the bottom lane. And with this team composition, I do like their Twitch pickup.
Right, they've got a lot of tanky DPSers that can jump in and disrupt the opponent's back line. And one thing that's good about that is that it's going to create the opening for Twitch to stay at the back and just use his ult to get use his spray and pray to get all of those long-range hits in on the Bangkok Titans.
So the Bangkok Titans right now, they have a ton of AoE crowd control if they do stick with this lineup here. They have Orianna, Zyra, Sejuani, and Kennen who have a ton of crowd control here. They do lock in that Graves pickup for the bottom lane, who has a ton of damage with his buckshot and collateral damage, also providing some great AoE there. So I think Bangkok Titans really want to go and take down single percentiles really quickly in an instant in these team fights. But with single percentiles lineup of Thresh, Jarvan, and Zac, I think that might be quite hard for the Bangkok Titans to pull off.
Right, so this one thing I do like about BKT though, is that they've got this AoE heavy team composition that really needs to be able to combo all together to get its maximum potential. But a lot of teams that play these AoE comps, they don't pick good initiators, and then you have a big problem because you need to catch people in your AoE, but you don't have the means to do so. And so that Sejuani pickup on BKT is going to play a huge part in creating those openings. Paired up with Orianna, these guys have got some serious AoE team fight potential.
I mean, the single percentiles that were hopping over Lissandra, which I thought would have been beautiful to break up this AoE team composition that the Bangkok Titans picked up. Right. They went for Twisted Fate instead here at the last second, who is a highly contested pick in League of Legends right now, but I don't think would be quite a solid pick going up against this team composition. Hopefully we'll be able to see HY use that Twisted Fate pickup and strengthen the lead that single percentiles can create in the early game with the gates down to bottom or top lane.
Right, I actually can see what they're intending to do here. You can see that the Bangkok Titans have a very powerful AoE team composition. It's very unlikely that they're going to lose any of the team fights should they enter a fight where they are equal on goal. So the Singapore Sentinels playing it smart here, instead of trying to pick their own AoE team comp and going to fight fire with fire, they've decided to find another way to break down the Bangkok Titans, and they're going to do that in the laning phase and the mid game. They pick a lot of champions that have gank potential. They've got the Jarvan, who's going to have much stronger earlier ganks than Sejuani. They're going to have Twisted Fate, who's going to be able to just move towards the lanes and gank very easily once he hits level 6. And then of course they've got Thresh to initiate. So they have a lot of mid and early game power, and I think that that's the way to stop the Bangkok Titans, because if you don't take them out in that mid to early game, late game BKT is going to be very difficult to deal with.
One thing I do like about this Twisted Fate pickup as well for the single percentiles is that Twisted Fate, unlike most not conventional, most AP carries, has good consistent damage as well with the Lich Bane pickup and with his cards and the auto attacks from his E as well, from the passive that his E gives him. So he'll be able to provide consistent damage throughout a fight, and he'll be able to keep dishing out that damage, unlike Kennen, unlike Orianna really, who once they use their ultimate, that's majority and chunk of their damage gone from a team fight, especially Kennen actually, where he can only throw shurikens afterwards. Twisted Fate's going to have a ton of damage coming out from the passive of his E, from the cards that he deals, and also from the Lich Bane if he does pick that one up. So he's going to have consistent damage. So if the AoE combo coming from the Bangkok Titans does not take out HY straight away, he'll be able to keep dealing damage throughout the fight.
Right. Actually, if they don't take HY and Chowie out, when you talk about the sustained damage that they're going to have into that late game, HY and Chowie are going to be able to put out a lot more sustained damage than the DPSs of the Bangkok Titan. On the Bangkok Titans, we've got Intresso, who's on Orianna, and Sek on Graves. These two guys cannot be compared to the late game potential sustained damage that Twisted Fate and a Rat will have.
They sure won't. So going into the laning phase here, once again, we're going to see one of the supports grab Ignite. Zyra's going to pick up Ignite at the bottom lane for the Bangkok Titans. Single Sentinels are going to have that Twitch and Thresh lane going up against the Graves and Zyra lane. Mid lane, we're going to have Orianna go up against Twisted Fate here. In the jungle, we're going to have the battle of the tanky champions being Jarvan and Sejuani, with Kennen 007 Mr. X going up against Jelloman.
Right, so interestingly enough, we're not going to see Sek pick up a Cleanse as his summoner spell, something that is quite common when you're facing off against a Twisted Fate mid laner. You want to be able to escape from that gold card. Instead, going for the barrier. I don't really like the barrier in this matchup against Twitch, because the problem with barrier is that it wears off very quickly after, I think, 3 seconds, and after that, the Twitch poison is still going to be ticking, and it's potentially going to be able to kill you, especially when it's paired up with Ignite. And I feel like Cleanse may have been a better pickup. We'll have to see, though, once we head into this game, how they make use of that.
I feel Chowie Summoner spell is actually more surprising. And picking up the Ignite on Twitch is not too common, not too uncommon, especially with a Thresh lane here. Twitch will be able to deal a ton of early game damage going into this lane. But against such a heavy AoE team composition with a ton of crowd control as well, I thought that Cleanse or Barrier would have been a better pickup for Chowie here. If he gets caught with one stun in one of these team fights, I think that will be game over for the Rat.
Right, so he's definitely going to have to watch his position. Whenever you don't pick up a defensive summoner spell, you're always putting yourself in a little bit more risk than usual. Most of the time we do see a Cleanse or a Barrier picked up on an AD carry. And in this case, to get that Ignite is really moving back into the old days of the AD carry lane. Ignite was something that was very popular some time back. And it kind of just fell out of popularity when defensive play became a lot more suitable in lane.
Ever since the AD carry and support lane was created by the European meta, it used to always be Ghost and Flash on the AD carry. And then it slowly shifted to Exhaust on an AD carry when supports used to take Clairvoyance instead, and the Exhaust allowed them to kite away from bruisers effectively, and it did counter out the ghosts from the opposition's AD carry in the lane. It was a bit more effective in lane as well. Then came Heal, and then Ignite to counter out the Heal, and once Barrier got placed into League of Legends, in Summoner's Rift actually, it became pretty much 90% of the AD carry's choice if they don't take Cleanse.
Right, so we're going to be seeing the teams head out here. Interesting pickup on 007X there, going for the Doran's Blade. Not too uncommon, actually, now that I think about it. A lot of cannons do like to go for the double Dorans early on, just because of the harassment potential that it offers. Over on the side of Tofu, we're going to see him pick up Cloth Armor and 5 pots, just to be able to sustain more. NDD here could get a hit from Hallelujah. And the Martial Cadence is going to get a lot more damage in the trade there between NDD and Hallelujah.
SKLZ, he might get death sentence here if he gets too close to Darkness. They take out that ward. Good job by Singapore Sentinels here, comboing their auto attacks to take that one out without putting down a ward for themselves. Does look like 007X here going to stand on top of a ward, but not too worried about that. Singapore Sentinels do get the ward down into the jungle of the Bangkok Titans here. The flag is being put down by Hallelujah into the mid lane turret here. Commander Jarvan might actually take a tower shot if he goes a bit too close.
Right, so it looks like the Singapore Sentinels are going to exercise their aggression. The fact that they do have a death sentence on Darkness, and they may be able to land it here onto Intresso. Intresso's in big trouble, and he's going to get taken out there. First blood goes to Chowie.
So, well, I was going to say, the cockiness coming out from Hallelujah there. They're standing in front of the tower, throwing flags into the tower as well. Might be a bit of a disadvantage for him, giving off his position, not getting too much map awareness there, but Intresso there trying to come in.
Oh, HY is going to walk right into this. He did not realize that they would be in there taking that red buff. Now he's forced to back off. He still has his flash though, but in comes Tofu. They want to bring this fight. NDD flashes out of there, manages to get away. Now they're sticking on to SKLZ, but there's backup coming in here. They pop the Ignite. SKLZ flashes away. They burn a lot of spells here, and Darkness himself is going to flash over the wall to try to back up his team. So very aggressive play here in the level 1 from the Singapore Sentinels, and they can afford to play that way because their team composition is really, really strong here.
They will pick up the red buff for their troubles there. Going on to Hallelujah on J4 here. Gonna see 007X go up in what seems to be the 2-on-1 lane here. It's not a good idea for 007X to be pushing out this early on though against a 2-on-1 lane. As soon as Thresh gets up to this top lane, he might have some problems getting some minion score. But meanwhile, Darkness might actually go on to NDD here. He's gonna try and dash away. Death Sentence goes the complete wrong way though. The board does manage to get out of that one.
Right, so 007 here has to be very careful. He's pushed out that lane, makes the smart choice of hanging around the brush. Because he doesn't have a ward, he's forced to be there. And you can see that Darkness is preparing for that top lane gank. By putting that ward down, he's going to open up the opportunity for Hallelujah to gank top when the time is right.
Good job by HY. HY here does realize that NDD on Sejuani was pushed out of his own jungle there. So he's playing very aggressively against Interest, so pushing up to the tower, dealing a ton of damage to him at the same time.
Interestingly enough, HY decided not to go for the Doran's ring start. He's a little bit low on mana because of that. And in the meantime, we do see a little bit of a tough time here for Tofu. He is a melee champion, so no real ability. Oh, they're going to try to go for a gank here onto Sek. Red buff plus the blue buff onto SKLZ. They've managed to catch him here, but NDD is going to try to come in to help. Hallelujah could be in trouble. He flashes away. They don't have any flashes here on the Bangkok Titans, only on Sek, but I don't think he's going to want to get too aggressive there, especially not with the minion wave.
Unlucky for Tofu there. I felt that if his E did land onto SKLZ and get the initial knockup, Hallelujah would be able to take down SKLZ with ease there. All for NDD was good though to stop the kill onto the bottom lane. HY playing very aggressive onto Interest, so you're getting some good damage down, forcing the mana usage of Orianna there. SKLZ actually getting engaged onto the bottom lane, taking a bit of damage.
Right, so actually it was a nice dodge from Sek. He managed to get away from the Flag Spear combo, and I think that that's what kept him alive. You can see SKLZ try to get those Grasping Vines onto Tofu, but he's going to prove a little bit too slippery there.
Jello Boy here will be able to heal up every time he does use an ability. Will get 10% of his maximum health back while only using 10% of his current health to cast that ability.
Right, so Chowie and Darkness here finding it a bit difficult to harass a Kennen, I feel. I think that Kennen is quite a tough champion to push out of lane. He's got those ranged shurikens, and the range on them just allows him to farm without fear. Oh my goodness, of this happening, a death sentence there pulls him into the fight. Darkness not choosing to use the Flay.
007X here actually doing surprisingly well at this top lane. We have Hallelujah poised for a gank. He does know that the ward did go down by a 007X though. Here he's going to go onto him though, but 007X will lightning rush out of the way.
Right, so that was just kind of a move just to chase him away. I think they want to grab the turret, but NDD is going to come in here. He's only level 3. But he should be enough to stop them. Gonna get a lot of damage here because he gets flayed, and Chowie picks up that kill with the expunge. The damage coming out of that was insane. HY comes up to the top lane as well. He's gonna help to pick up this kill. Darkness just barely survives thanks to the Dark Passage there, providing him with enough of a shield to stay alive.
Power play coming out from the Singapore Sentinels there. Managed to pick up 2 kills at the top lane. Hallelujah setting back NDD in the jungle early on. Proved very, very effective in that top lane gank. He wasn't able to do anything. Once he charged in, he was pretty much dead in that gank. Hallelujah was to pick up a tower for the effort at top lane.
Right, so in the meantime, second SKLZ here, trying their best to get that bottom turret down. HY making a good trip up to the top. I'm kind of surprised that we didn't see Intresso follow him up there. And that was the main reason why they lost that fight.
The Bangkok Titans here trying to push down this bottom tower. I don't think they'd be able to get it low enough. Jello Boy here will decide to eventually swap his lane as we see Darkness and Chowie returning to the bottom lane. Hopefully be able to defend this last portion of the turret's health before Bangkok Titans manage to push it down.
Right, Tofu actually doing a pretty good job of staying on par in CS. Compared to 007 here, he's got 32 minion score compared to the 34 that we see on 007. So good job there. Despite not being ranged, he still managed to keep his farm up.
Tofu here showing the power of the Jello Man in the bottom lane in a 2-on-1 situation. Another great thing about Zac going into an uneven lane is that he does have his Cell Division passive, which would help him out significantly if he does get tower dive, forcing them to take additional tower damage while they try to clear the Jello blobs. Singapore Sentinels going to further their gold advantage here and take down Dragon, giving an extra amount of global gold to the team.
Right, they got a nice, comfortable 3.5 thousand gold lead. The Bangkok Titans now are forced to do something if they want to get back in here. 007, good harass onto Tofu.
We're going to see Tofu here try and hold down 007 with his rubber hands. might be able to get some good damage onto him if Dissipate or J4 do come up to the top lane. Chowie here going to go invisible down at the bottom lane. Let's wait out for Bangkok Titans, see if they do make a mistake here. Going to get some damage onto this bottom lane tower finally, and he actually does push it out, not allowing the Bangkok Titans to push back against him.
Wow, Sek being very aggressive. He's used his dash towards Chowie. Now doesn't have any ways of getting away. The expunge puts down some damage on him. He's going to be forced to back out of there. Just 2 bars of health. The death sentence lands onto SGS, but NDD is going to come in here. He doesn't have his level 6 right now, so he's not going to be able to use his Glacial Prison.
Good flash coming out from Darkness there. Did manage to escape the incoming gank from NDD. Meanwhile, at the top lane, 006. Chowie in big trouble here, taking a lot of damage. Doesn't manage to put up the expunge, but the poison is going to be able to get the kill for Sek. Not the best exchange there. They could have waited a little while longer. Hallelujah's arrival would have allowed them to pick up that kill with a little bit more ease. Nice death sentence onto SKLZ. In they go. The flash gets used, but the Cataclysm is going to keep SKLZ trapped. Now we're going to see HY come in. He doesn't really have that much mana though. Is it going to be enough? Oh, he still picks up the kill on NDD. And the Dark Passage there pulls Hallelujah out of the range of the turret. So great play by the Singapore Sentinels there. We're able to pick up yet another advantage now down at the bottom lane after they were able to push out 006 from this top lane here. He's going to try and push out into Tofu here, get some good harass down. He is a full level ahead of Tofu right now. He's going to try and poke down this turret as much as he can. But still, Singapore Sentinels did a great job of creating a lead, both at the top lane to start and now down at the bottom lane.
Right, in Trezor, oh wow, look at this play here from Chowie. Being so aggressive, flashes away to get away from any of those ults. The dissonance gets used, but Chowie picks up the kill before that happens.
Great play there by Chowie. That did manage to pick up a BF sword when he did go back after that advantage there, and does have that Vampire together with the Berserker Grease, so he'd be moving extremely fast, especially with the invisibility passive that Twitch does. Yeah, he was able to kite around Orianna for a huge amount of time, flash away from the ball early so that Intresso did not have the opportunity to cast Command Shockwave, and eventually was able to pick him up.
Right, in Trezor that should have cast it a little bit earlier. SKLZ could be in trouble here, but it looks like Chowie is going to get jumped on by Sek, taking a lot of damage here, down to 2 bars. In goes the buckshot, and Sek will pick up that kill. In the meantime, we're going to see a nice teleport here coming in from 007, going to help keep his teammates alive. Darkness could be in trouble. He's not going to be able to run back to his turret. Hallelujah now getting caught out. He's going to have to use that flag spear to get away from this, but in fact, he's going to be able to just walk out of there pretty easily. HY could be in trouble. He comes down to the bottom lane, tries to flash out, fails that one, and we're going to see the Bangkok Titans come back strong.
James Bond there managed to pick up 2 kills for his team with that teleport. Now Bangkok Titans will be able to at this bottom lane with ease after the pickup onto Chowie, Darkness, and HY. Tofu is trying to push out top lane as much as he can. 007X though has managed to get back to top lane. Cannon being one of the faster champions in the game will be able to come back up and clear the lane easily.
Right, so Dragon coming up in 2 minutes, not in time here to coincide with the push that BKT was able to put out. So they're not going to be able to claim a second prize there on top of their turret. They did, however, manage to close some of the goal gap that SGS had. And you can see the team fight potential that the team has.
Ooh, J4, played by Hallelujah here, did pick up that Blessing of the Spirit Elder. Although it's okay for him to grab that once he's ahead, if Bangkok Titans do pull back any more into this game, it might prove to be a detrimental item for his team, just because he will lack that tankiness that other tanky jungle items will give him.
Right, I'm going to see whether he regrets picking that item up in due time. He is going to be lacking a lot of tankiness because of that. We're going to see Hallelujah jump in there. Tofu follows up closely with the Let's Bounce. Darkness gets in as well, puts down the box. BKT's 007 is in trouble here. HY with the 1-inch teleport. He's going to take out 007. Now NDD, they're getting flayed back into that fight. And we're going to see Hallelujah just get in there for that 4th and final kill. And in the meantime, Chowie's like, hey guys, what's up? What's going on here?
The Rat's coming in to pick up the scraps here, but nothing was left for him. And we were just criticizing the item pickup coming from Hallelujah, and he just did a ton of damage in that fight, so it was a great pickup for him there.
Right, I really like the 1-inch teleport from HY just to get in range, to get that card down on 007.
I feel that he would have gotten in range even
By
if he,
walking?
even if he walked
No,
up.
he couldn't have walked there. It wouldn't have been stylish enough. No, but seriously, I think that the teleport was a little bit faster than walking.
Okay.
He teleported slightly more than he could have walked. Just a little bit. It's the precision, dude. It's precision.
It's style points as well. Style points matter in this game. We
Right.
just saw even more style points. Flag tossing onto Dark Passage to get away there.
So right now we're going to see Dragon getting picked up here by the Bangkok Titans. Nice timing here and recognizing the fact that SGS was a little bit low in health after that last tower push. They had to back off. So good pickup here.
They will pick up a free Dragon, but single percenters do have a huge gold advantage.
My goodness, and HY here making a nice play to get some damage down on that mid turret. It's almost going to go down here, and it'll just be a couple more hits before it does.
So meanwhile, top lane still being pushed out by Jello Boy. SGS Xiao here pushing down the bottom lane with ease. Pushing at the bottom lane with ease as well. HY is going to head back to base. Jello Boy might be in a bit of trouble. He's going to jump away. 007X does miss the shuriken. That would have locked him up there.
I don't think he would have been locked down. He only had one charge.
He still would have had that lightning rush, and with NDD chasing really close behind, I think they would have been able to catch up to him there.
Oh yeah, that's true. They could have waited on NDD. We're going to see, however, Darkness pushing this bottom lane by himself as a support. Now that's crazy. He's getting some farm in as well. It's always good to get a little bit of farm in as a support, just to be able to buy more wards, as well as elixirs if need be.
3 melee minions is enough to grab 1 ward, so every minion score on a support does count into the map vision that he can provide in the games here. Xiaoyi has picked up that Infinity Edge. It's going to be interesting to see what item he does pick up on his Twitch here. A lot of North American LCS players like to pick up the Sword of Divine on Twitch after they pick up that Infinity Edge, just to get the 3 instantaneous crits off once he pops his ultimate.
Right, that would be a very interesting pickup in conjunction with the Spree and Prey there. Right now we are, oh my goodness, I just missed that kill. And over at this bottom here, they managed to catch on to NDD. They use the play to send him away. They don't want to go for this fight. Chawi looking for that positioning. When is he going to pop out? He's just waiting for it. The Spray and Pray gets used. He's going to take out NDD first. SGS is hallelujah, picks up the kill. HY in the meantime does manage to pick up the kill onto Sec, and now they're just going to send the Bangkok Titans running. Are they going to continue this chase? Hallelujah gets hit by the Grasping Vines. That's going to put a stop to his plans. He did have that Fierce Flag combo, still just waiting for them, but he's going to be forced back by that slow.
And at the same time, we saw Tofu manage to pick up a solo kill onto 007X here. That was a great play by him as well. A lot of his teams have the safety of engaging in a 4-on-4 situation at the bottom lane.
Right, so this mid turret going down is going to create huge problems for the Bangkok Titans coming into this later part of the game. It looks like the Singapore Sentinels' plan of splitting up the team has really paid off. Bangkok Titans have yet to be able to group up and have one good team fight.
That is very true. Oh wow, Chowi's going in behind him. Trezor, NDD's going to come in from behind, and a crit comes out from Chowi. Might not be enough. He gets the expunge though. Death sentence almost lands onto NDD. Chowi picks up yet another kill here. 007X almost gets taken down by Tofu once again. And here comes the rat. He's going to come in behind. Does he get it? No! Tofu will pick it up though with the jump onto 007X. Singapore results pick up yet another kill there.
Amazing play here as SGS runs amok through the lines of the Bangkok Titans. There's just no chance for them to group up. And that's the weakness of the team really, is the fact that if they don't gather up and go for these team fights, they're going to be in deep trouble. NDD here getting jumped on. Tofu pops the Let's Bounce.
For the first time in this game, Let's Bounce used by Tofu. First time we see him use Let's Bounce in this game.
I think he used it twice.
I think he would have used it onto 007X when he picked up that solo kill, but I haven't seen him use it at all in the rest of the game.
Right, so that is going to allow SGS here to sit on a 11,000 goal lead, that destruction of that final turret. The items on Chowie right now are just insane. He's got his Zeal up. He'll be picking up the Phantom Dancer or the Static Shift next.
I do have sorry, Hallelujah becoming a bit more tanky on this Jarvan here. 007X might get caught out if he ventured a bit too close to the Jarvan and Thresh pair that was invading the jungle here of the Bangkok Titans. The war will be walked over by Darkness. He will take that one down, denying even more map vision from the Bangkok Titans.
Right, Darkness just gonna start warding up. Oh, they've caught out in Trezor again. Chowie was getting behind him once more. We're seeing HY teleport in for the kill onto 007. Nice Zonia's here. Keeps him safe for a little while longer. But now Darkness gets popped up by the Stranglethorn. Chowie getting really low here as well. We're going to see Hallelujah finish off 007X there. SKLZ now could be in trouble as HY focuses his attention on him. Doesn't have that gold card. He does pick up the kill on NDD.
HY paying his taxes there, getting a ton of damage down onto the Bangkok Titans. Chowie is playing Twitch like an assassin. He's not playing him like an AD carry right now. He's going invisible and running up behind people right now. Here comes Hallelujah and HY onto Sek. Black Toss does get dodged by Sek though. He will pop his barrier. Here comes Jello Boy. Knock up he goes and Sek should be taken down here.
Right, the Let's Bounce there, just finishing him off. HY was actually the one who got that kill. And it's come to the point where Tofu's just behind enemy lines, proxy farming this wave, and despite it being behind the second tier turret, he's quite unafraid.
20 minutes into this game, the Silver Suns have a massive gold lead right now, and they look to just continue furthering that gold lead. You can see that Chowie is out for blood in this grudge match between the two teams here. He's just playing Twitch like an assassin right now. He does have the skin to do so as well. He does look the part of an assassin in this game as well.
He looks like a white rat. How does that look like an assassin?
He's got the medieval cloak on.
He's got the medieval cloak on, right. I guess, so anyone who wears a medieval cloak looks like an assassin?
Even though he looks a bit weird. A white rat is the assassin.
Okay, so we are going to see Tofu start his work on the dragon. Darkness comes in to back him up on this, and it looks like they're just going to be able to pick this up pretty easily. In the meantime, we do have Sek here, potentially in trouble. They throw the cask, but he gets away.
The rat. There's the rat. He's almost picked up his, what seems to be a Phantom Dancer as his next eye. You're not going for that sort of the divine pickup, going for the more consistent baits, crits.
Chowie here leading the charge, and he should be letting Hallelujah just stand in the front. Open up that route towards the mid lane. They've got a wave pushing in the top though, so I think they're going to want to clear that up before they decide to commit to a mid lane push, lest they lose the turret in the top lane.
Chowie will be clearing that one out. Bangkok Titans have a small window of opportunity to engage on the single percenters while he's at that top lane. And do realize that Twitch is up at top lane, and Jello Boy is not there as well, so they will be pushing onto this middle tower to take that one down fast. But the rest of the single percenters will be collapsing onto the Bangkok Titans who don't get away from this one fast enough. The rat is poised nearby. Here comes the Twist of Fate ultimate. The snare goes straight into the Chowie's position, will not catch him off guard though. There goes the ultimate from 007X, Mission Impossible into nobody there. The engagements go down by Hallelujah. There goes Hallelujah straight onto Orianna. He'll be dominated. Jello Boy jumps to SKLZ. 007X getting taken down really low. Double kill for Chowie. The HY straight comes up behind and will pick up the 007X, and NDD now will not be able to escape on board back and will be taken down. Single Sentinels pick up the ace and will be pushing into the Nexus.
Right, they're just going to go straight in here with about 15-20 seconds on the clock left. They're going to be able to pick up the inhibitor. Whether or not they continue on this push, still left to be unknown here. They're going to get this turret pretty easily. Tofu tanking up the last couple of hits. You see Hallelujah heading back to the base. They could just be aiming for a Baron next. Given their current lead, they should be able to pick it up easily. And if there is a team fight that breaks out, despite the fact that BKT has a really strong AoE team composition, I don't think they're going to be able to win, just because of the sheer amount of gold advantage that SGS has.
Kings did come out from the Bangkok Titans to rush a Baron. I'm not sure if they will actually follow through with that call. There we have HY still pushing at the top lane. Rest of the single percent just farming it out before they go for yet another engage.
Right, interesting pickup that he went for. He went for the Twin Shadows. Allows him to catch people off guard just a little bit easier. It's a great tool to help in initiation. And it looks like the Singapore Sentinels a little bit split up here. Chowie trying to clear out that bottom lane. Will be looking to push the wave so that they can perform another aggressive maneuver somewhere else on the map.
He almost does have that Phantom Dance. I do think that gold that he got from pushing there will be enough for him to pick that up. 007X taking a ton of damage by HY alone. The ult does come out from Twisted Fate. Will he go back and get the stun card off? No, he will not.
Oh, he's teleporting in. He's managed to find Sec. He's going to get out of the ASAP, though. Does not want any of that action with Intrezo.
Here come the ghosts, though. Will spot out the Bangkok Titans. Sec's getting a jump on by the Jello Man. Let's bounce on his face, he says. Hallelujah will pop the Cataclysm. 007X pops his ultimate to try and stop the advance of the Singapore Sentinels. The Rat is not even here yet. Will he pick up the kill on NDD? He's trying to get closer. Has that move. The ult comes out. Will he pick him up? Misses the auto attack. Misses another auto attack. Then he picks him up. Finally, the Rat picks up that kill. Rest of the Singapore Sentinels still advancing onto the Bangkok Titans, but they will be able to retreat away from that one. Chowie there trying to use the ult to auto attack. Tofu gonna jump in onto Bangkok Titans. Cell Division might get popped here.
Oh, beautiful
step. 7 will get popped instantly there. And Singapore Sentinels too dominating for the Bangkok Titans.
Right, they can take out 2 Nexus turrets. Now they're starting their work on the Nexus itself. Hallelujah, just zoning people out. Flashes right in front of the enemy base.
Oh, whoa.
Wow, just nice jukes there with the Dark Passage. They're going to be able to take out the Nexus. And that is going to be a 30-5. A massive win here for the Singapore Sentinels. Obviously, the Bangkok Titans not able to repeat what they did in that league.
Singapore Sentinels played out that game really well, not just in terms of their laning phase where they secured a huge advantage ahead of the Bangkok Titans, but once Bangkok Titans started grouping up and they wanted to utilize their AoE ultimates, Singapore Sentinels just split push in multiple lanes and forced them to fight in a situation where there was only 4 or 3 members of the Bangkok Titans together.
Right, they got completely counter-picked in this game. You can see the Bangkok Titans just showing their cards about wanting to go for that AoE team composition very early on. And SGS, once they recognized that, they went straight away for a counter-strat where they had all the laning strength and all of that mid-game power. They just prevented BKT from ever grouping up. And I don't think there was ever any battle where they were really 5-on-5. Even at the last fight, they got caught and picked off 1 by 1.
One good thing for the Bangkok Titans, though, is 007X's cannon is a bit better than his Lee Sin.
Right.
That is for sure.
That is for sure. I mean, he did all right, but obviously getting solo killed by Zach wasn't
not a very good experience, especially for a Kennen.
Yeah, I think he should have been able to play more safe and get away from those gangs. So in the end, we're going to see the Bangkok Titans unable to replicate the victory against SGS. We're going to come back with more exciting action in the next match.